1 lap to go in stage 2.
See, 3 wide, back there for about 8th, 9th, 10th place. That's going to slow the energy down from behind. So now it's just a matter of...
a little and get off. 22 can't get to you. Got pulled off bottom cover.
There's some great organization in the bottom groove. The 54 pushes the 02 of Moffitt. Moffitt gets into the back of his teammate. He's going to send Perkins out clear into the lead. Blaine Perkins in the 23 car. A relative unknown leads them off of turn 4. They're going to have a huge run down the front straightaway. Perkins still with help from his teammate. Who's going to win it? Blaine Perkins. What a great job.
And here we go. Clint Boyer against Ty Dillon. Paul Menard and Brad Keselowski.
A big shove from Brad Keselowski to the 13 of Ty Dillon.
Outside, just got 1 outside. Coming to 1 to go here, man.
Hey, how about Ty Dillon? He says, hey, not so quick. Oh,
man! Loose off of 4.
All clear behind, all clear.
Now, this is not going to plan for Clint Boyer right now.
No, if he doesn't win this stage, it's not going to end well for him.
Green and white checkered flag in the air. Stage winner is
Ty Dillon. Wow.
How about that?
So here we are. We're all predicting that 14 is going to get him some stage points, and he did, but not what he thought.
He did not get the playoff point that he wanted for winning that stage. Ty Dillon. All right, stage points at stake. Kyle Busch in position to get the last one of those. No Haley in the 77 ahead of Kyle Busch for 10th. Busch back to 10th.
I love it. This is the battle of saving fuel to see who wants to win this stage.
Truex might be out.
I think they all might be. They're all running on fumes. I mean, it's really, really going to be close for these guys.
They were on pit road at lap 14 and some at lap 15.
They do have
the first caution flag.
They do have that reserve. They have a slight reserve they can switch over to. I'm sure most of them are on right now.
And you've got 1 lap. Most of the time they set that up with about 3/4 of a lap. So they have it planned out of when that thing cuts out. You flip that switch to that second pump. You have to come back to pit road.
Kligerman and others down on the apron, apparently. Loss of fuel pressure. There's no gas gauge in these cars.
Nope.
But here we come. Final lap, stage 1. And Ty Dillon from Welcome, North Carolina. The Geico Chevy is going to win the stage from Alex Bowman Chevrolet. 1, 2, 3, 4 with Austin Dillon and Chase Elliott.
His second stage win of this season.
Track is drying out. It is going to be so hard. You see the dry line that's developing on the front stretch. It's going to be so hard for these guys to make that commitment because there are parts of the track that are still pretty wet, and the rain tires will shred in the dry, but those slick tires, it's brutal trying to get any traction. You see it's still really wet right through here. And this turn 4 that's coming up is where we've seen so many issues today.
Myatt Snider just ran his fastest lap of the race. Now that he doesn't have the pressure of Andy Lally right on his bumper, he can open up his lines and start to run where he wants to and not charge those braking zones, and it's showing up as he pulls away here in the lead.
The car, this 21 car right here of Austin Hill, watch him. He's being super aggressive. He's going to set up Andy Lally right here in turn 7, and he's been so good into turn 9. We've seen him be able to pass multiple cars, and his car has come to life right now.
Jamie, as it dries out and this track, gains grip and builds heat with these rain tires, I've not had much experience going from wet to dry as the track dries out. Do you still need to try to track into that rain line or the wet line to keep the tires from wearing out too much?
Well, they're definitely wanting to try to keep them cool, but this is the last lap, so I don't care about my tires because I'm going to give it all I have trying to get these extra stage points.
Hey, think about coming into this. Junior Motorsports had won 10 consecutive stages. They were red hot in the first 2 stages of the race. They won 4 of the last 5 races overall. That streak has come to a close today. Stage 1 goes to Ty Gibbs in dominating fashion. Stage 2 gets out of hand, and it results in a stage win, the first of his career for Myatt Snider, driving the 31 for Jordan Anderson. Congratulations to Myatt. Andy Lally is second, Hill is third, Castle fourth. Barry gets back to the top 5. Best running position of the day for him. Anthony Alfredo, Justin Allgaier, A.J. Allmendinger 8th. scores some stage points. So does Sheldon Creed. And the final car in the top 10, stage 2, Jade Buford.
Through the final turn of 14 at Road America, up the hill to the start-finish line, stage 1 winner, James Davison. We'll see how they look going back through. Cindric faded back to 3rd, Poole 4th, top 5 for Justin Allgaier.
Pit road will be closed when this man, Christopher Bell, hits the start-finish unless he chooses to pit. Remember, because he's the leader, because he's closing pit road at 2 to go, he still has the option to pit. I think, Jeff, he has to come this time.
Yeah, it's a very interesting call because
we're going to have to pit this time.
there you go, there they come. But I just do want to make note that we don't have a drying lane like we saw earlier in the race. It's definitely getting there, but it's taken longer this run than it did early when it rained. But I think if you're going to win this race, the first one to slicks is going to get it done.
And you heard him, we have to pit. Not that we want to pit, but the other team's forced our hand. They know a yellow's coming, so here's Bell, the 54, also going to follow of Gibbs, Gilliland, Nemechek, Reddick. I think everyone's going to come. I'd be shocked if anyone stays on the racetrack. Look at this. It looks like it's caution flag. Everybody's coming to pit road, Dave.
And Steve, this was the call as the drivers gave their feedback. Ty Gibbs hitting his pit stall. The track is not great. It's not great for slicks. They're going to have to be extremely careful as they lead here.
Trouble
Remember,
turn
Gibbs.
6, Austin Dillon is in the tire barrier. He locked it up, and he too has made contact here in 6.
He keeps rolling, and they stay green, Dave.
And there's Christopher Bell. He's got his 4, and he's gone now as well. Bell, the leader of 14 laps so far today. Ty Gibbs, 17 laps. So those leading Toyotas are going to try to make it work from here.
And they're going to have to work gingerly around this racetrack now with these slicks. You see the 20 already. The back fishtailing behind it.
Yeah, because there's still 2 laps to go. 4.4 miles out there on ice, on slick tires, slipping and sliding. You see how much more grip the 10 car has than the 20. That's just the tire difference. The 4 off again. This is in turn 1. It's been a long afternoon in the rain.
Yeah, Josh Berry struggling as we see Noah Gragson work his way through 4 and back to 5, and they're headed back toward you. Joey Hand out in front of this field.
Christopher Bell just tiptoeing into 20, coming out of turn number 5, being passed by Daniel Hemrick, Harrison Burton. Now, this will be the real test. He's got to woe this car down to get into turn 6. Turn 6 is not dry. He's going to ease it on in, but he's got Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in the 47 breathing down his neck. Bell sideways, coming out of 6, downhill to 7.
Guys all on slick. Everybody around you is on wet tires. Don't worry about them. Just keep the 54 behind you.
That was great information. He did not understand what he had on tires compared to all those guys that were passing him. What he was told was, don't worry about them. The 54, keep him behind you. That is our race. That's how we're going to win it. These other guys, we're not racing them right now. Do not get yourself in trouble.
Again, Joey Hand scored as the leader. He's out front of Alex Bowman.
And the counter argument, Rick, what is Joey Hand staying on the racetrack for? Well, it wouldn't shock me if he finishes stage 2 and stays on wets. And he said, we're driving right by you guys on slicks. We know we have to get on slicks eventually, but if we are 3, 4, 5 seconds a lap faster than you to start the next stage, I could gap 30, 40 seconds. I could come and pit and blend and still be better than those guys that started on slicks.
Steve, how far do you think you could go on wet weather tires when we know there's a clock? We know there's an end to this race. It's 30 minutes, less than 30 minutes from now.
It's really the speed crossover, right? It's really when do wet weather tires become slower. You see right now, though, Joey Hand leads, but Alex Bowman, he's thinking this stage win would be very important. That is a team that is looking to be pretty decent in the playoffs, looking at points. He's not locked in by any means, so a lot of very important points at the end of this stage. How much is he willing to push it to pass the 60 on the right? You see the footwork of Joey Hand. Right foot brake, or right foot gas, left foot brake. A very more normal NASCAR setup. Oh, look at the 48, Rick. He's on him.
Can he get by? This is the final lap, and Joey Hand looks like he's going to be able to outrun Bowman. Bowman tries to go to the inside, but Joey Hand is going to win stage 2. Alex Bowman finishing in second there for stage 2. That's first career stage win for Joey Hand.
His car was destroyed on the back half of that car.
Missing a wheel actually ripped the whole left rear suspension out of it. That's a lot of damage.
Now they have reset the field. Just to be clear, NASCAR's procedures when coming to the end of a stage, because points are involved, they go to video instead of the scoring loops on the racetrack. So by the video, at the time of the caution, Jack Hawksworth was the leader, and that is why he is the stage 2 winner. Do you know that's Jack Hawksworth's first stage win of his career?
You don't say. In his first start.
I know.
They said.
Not many drivers can say that.
You know, there was a lot of people that think very highly of this young man in terms of his ability, and yeah, he's got a 50% win rate in stages.
Joe over in stats, he was not impressed.
Exactly.
He says, he's only 1 for 2.
No.
So Hawksworth making the quick decision this week after the request of Toyota and Lexus to come be part of the family here and jump in the 18, which had a change in the middle of the week. He said yes. He has had a smile on his face all weekend, knew it would be a challenge, and now he is the winner of stage 2.
Say fuel. He was going to be pushing these guys so hard, they were going to have to run wide open to win the stage. So Matt Kenseth influenced these guys having to pit.
And Jeff, actually, Matt came across the radio when he saw those two pit and said maybe we should have pitted there because they're going to obviously give up the track position when they have to pit here under caution, even when they win this stage.
And I think it's going to be really close if the 18 made it before they closed pit road, because they closed it with 2 laps to go, and it looked as though Kenseth made it to the start-finish line before the 18 got to the commitment line.
Yeah.
Marty.
And they're talking about that on the 18 radio right now, but Kyle Busch coming down pit road. They're going to finish servicing the car here for the 18. Did a great job of taking care of it, kind of coming up through the field, was able to pass a number of cars, but you're going to see a wedge adjustment there on the left side to get the car to handle a little bit earlier, and the ruling coming down now. Yes, the 18 team pitted too soon, guys. You said it, Rick. Can't afford a mistake under green flag stop like that.
Well, I don't even, it was just a gutsy call to see if they could beat the leader of pit road. I actually thought the 6 of Matt Kenseth, who lets Ricky Stenhouse go, that'll put Stenhouse back on the lead lap. I thought the 6 would come to pit road as well. Perhaps Adam Stevens did as well, but it was a blink of an eye. From up here, I couldn't tell. I have a good vision of start, finish, and pit in, and I couldn't tell who got where first, but you see it at the top of your screen. NASCAR knows. They said the 18 hit the commitment line after Matt Kenseth hit the start-finish line. That closed pit road before the end of the stage.
And Matt Kenseth, now with almost a 4-second lead over Chase Elliott, is going to get the stage win. Matt Kenseth coming in for Roush Fenway Racing to try to improve the overall competition, and I would say that this is a big improvement because Matt Kenseth will win stage 2 at Indy. Chase Elliott, Eric Jones, Joey Logano, and Kurt Busch rounding out the top 5.
Tyler Ankrum back to the top spot. Drafting help from Chase Purdy.
Boy, look how tight they are on that outside line. I can't stand it, Phil. This is crazy.
Oh, no! And there goes Stuart Friesen. Contact into the wall.
And there's more trucks involved.
Caution is out. 5th one of the night. That will end the stage.
That's Brett Holmes, the 32 on the inside grass. The 9 of Colby Howard around. Howard did a great job of not having that truck snap all the way around on him and into the outside wall. Hung on to it.
Second crash of the night. This in stage 2. Tyler Ankrum will get the green and white checkered flag. Chase Purdy comes back in second.
To the racetrack in turn 3, where these guys are getting ready to go with slicks.
All right, field approaching the Geico restart zone. Ty Dillon, Matt DiBenedetto, the 13:21. 1 lap remaining in stage 1.
The advantage for Ty Dillon is he knows what kind of grip these slicks have. A lot of these guys behind him do not. You don't want to go side by side through this corner here, turn 3, especially on the left-hand side. There's a lot of water there.
And that's just what the 95 of Christopher Bell did. He put the 21 out into the water.
So Bell has taken over second. DiBenedetto is going to lose third also, it looks like. He's coming up on the inside, Timmy Hill in the 66. Changing track conditions has put the 13 of Ty Dillon up front. They gambled early, put on the racing slicks. He worked his way up to the front while everyone else was changing tires.
Let's see what happens down here in the braking zone. Christopher Bell, 10 car lengths back from the 13 car of Ty Dillon. Oh, Ty slides the rear, so does Christopher. In the braking zone, there's a little water running across the racetrack right there that blocks up the rear tires coming across that braking zone into the chicane.
We know Ty Dillon got on those dry tires before everybody else, but give him credit, he drove up through the field before he put those tires on.
Right now, there is only one driver in the top 10 that's a part of the playoffs. Everyone else, non-playoff drivers. Ty Dillon wins stage 1.
I didn't have that in my fantasy.
Ty Dillon, stage winner. Christopher Bell was second.